When exporting a sampled instrument, we must be very careful to include all of the audio samples as well as the preset file in the pack that we send to our collaborators. First, drag the instrument to a folder outside of your current project. This will create a new live project for this preset and all of its associated files. Second, use the Manage Project function on the new live project to check to see if all files are included in the project and collect and save any samples that are not yet included. Finally, create a live pack of the new project. This ALP file can be shared with the confidence that all the necessary samples are included. For this to work properly, you must have Collect Files on Export set to Always in the Live Library Preferences under Browser Behavior. Let's go through this process again just to make sure we have it fully understood. First thing I do is drag it to a location outside of my project folder. I have a folder here called Presets to Share. You see it's outside of my current project folder, and because my preference was set to always collect files on export, if I drag an instrument to this folder, which is outside of my project folder, it'll create a new custom sample project folder with a preset in it called custom-sample.adv. That's named the same as my instrument here. And if I click away inside the browser, it will create a samples folder, imported, and the sample that is included in the sampled instrument. Now I need to make sure that all samples were actually copied in. In this case they were, but there are some circumstances where audio files will not be copied into this folder. Largely that's when you're using samples that are in the factory library. I can right-click on the custom sample project and use the Manage Project option to open up the file manager on the right side of Live, and this will give me information about the samples and files that are used in the project and if they are located inside the project folder. The most important thing here is to go to External Files. We want to make sure that it says all the files used by this project are contained within it. Once it says that, I can hit Create Pack and make an ALP file that can be shared. This instrument is using a library sample. If I copy this into my Presets to Share folder and click away, I see the project folders there, but no samples folder was created. If I right-click on the Factory Library Samples project and choose Manage, I will actually get a message here under External Files telling me that the project uses external files. That means that it's using files that are outside of this project folder. If we want to copy them into the current project folder, we have to choose Yes under Collect into Project, and then choose the Collect and Save option here. Once I do that, we see that a new folder was created under Imported that includes the sample used in the sample instrument. Once we have that, we know that we can now create a pack that includes everything necessary to play back this instrument.